Yo, what's up, family? We back. It's Don and J-Mo. Get ready to do this quick little video review. Ain't no good men left. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibes. We don't tell no lies. And if you dispute it, put it in the comment down below. We want to hear your point of view. So let's get it.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Empowered to do what?
So,
empowered to do
just
what?
an empowering feeling. Just at a point where they're very confident in themselves and.
Okay.
And,
what does your husband have to say about it?
Whereas my husband, I'm divorced.
All right. So, name me the white women that run around calling themselves divas. Or name me any other race of women that call themselves these things. Divas, queens, and bosses. Tell me how.
I didn't want to laugh over the video, so I had to pause it.
he is a slick character. He said, "What does your husband have to think about that?" Like, these females don't even be knowing the shots that he be shooting, because he knew off top she wasn't gonna have nobody. Just like, well, not new, but he's like, the chances of you being single is very high. So what does your husband have to think about that? Like, he be hitting them with the bars, but I don't even know if they be getting it.
Nah, I think it's kind of, they go into defense and retreat mode. It's over their head. They're not in a receiver's mindset. They're just trying to get their point across. But what is the point to get? It's about doing what's righteous, not who wants to be right. It's interesting though. She's you just say you're wrong. Like,
Asian women empower themselves. Tell me how white women empower themselves. Show me how Middle Eastern and Hispanic women empower themselves.
Okay, but why do we have to be like them though? I mean,
well, I'm asking because
women could never answer the damn question. They always defer from the question. Hey, bro, like, we gonna really point that out every single time. Women never answer the question.
nah.
And they literally, that's how arguments start. Like, you get into an argument with your girl, but like, babe, why you do this? Well, last week, such and such, and why you do that? Like, what? Like, just answer the question.
It's the nuance.
Answer the question. Damn.
Oh man, it's gotta have nuance, bro. Hey man, they are the most, like, they're like politicians when they speak. They do a lot of avoidance and not getting down to the root of tutor. But I think that's what happens when you have an emotional thinker, because they're not. When you present them with an idea, like something, let's say something really simple like this cup. It's not just a drinking device. It's ooh, this color's black. Black is a dark color. This isn't too cute. I don't like it. It's an emotional response to the cup rather than just the functionality of it.
This cup doesn't match my outfit.
Like, are you thirsty? But this cup isn't fancy. It's plastic.
It's so big, it makes my hands look small.
No, you did.
I have an insecurity about my hands being small, so I don't like the cup.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna own all the cups so I can have all the power. Then who's gonna have small hands? Oh man, if you don't take this damn cup, it's way simpler. But that's how the feminine views the cup versus the masculine. It's just a cup. Oh man, I love it.
okay, but why do we have to be like them though? I mean,
well, I'm asking because we're humans. Okay, you asked a question and you can't overtalk me.
Oh, I'm not.
Already ready.
I apologize.
Ready to go.
But my thing is, First off, can you turn off the YouTube channel in the background?
Yes.
All right. It's not a problem about this empowerment, man. It's pedestalizing. That's what it's not empowerment, it's pedestalizing. Did you hear the previous caller who called herself a boss? And who was in business for 10 years, but she had no employees? What is she a boss of?
Well, I mean, again, that, being a boss, you can, it's a term of, running things, running your own business. And you don't necessarily have to have...
No, that's not true. Let's look up the definition of boss. Go ahead.
It doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to have employees to consider yourself.
Boss, noun, a person in charge of a worker or organization, union bosses. Or verb, giving orders or domineering manner. That sounds more like it. The verb boss makes a lot of sense, especially when Black women use it, because they're certainly not in charge of workers.
Well, I'm in charge of my own schedule.
Okay. Do you have any kids? Do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
How many?
2.
Boys or girls?
Both, boy and girl, 23 and 24.
Okay, but when they were 5 or 8 years old, remember those years? They could have been in charge of making up their bed. Does that make them bosses?
Yeah, bosses of their own domain.
Are you trying to be Are you really trying to be serious? Man, honestly.
Man, this is another problem that I have with women. Like, since they got their paradigm already set up and they point they want to prove, they're going to put together whatever story they need to make for their point to be right, even if it makes no goddamn sense. So you mean to tell me this boss is a kid, the kid is a boss of making a bed? Yeah, they're a boss of their own domain. Like, you really just going to throw that out your ass just because it makes sense for your argument. They're a boss of their own domain.
You ain't seen Boss Baby?
What are you really talking about? Like, basically, she's gonna say whatever she needs to say for her boss argument to make sense, and that is retarded.
You hit the nail on the head with that one, brother.
Hey man, but if that's how we're gonna go with it, then this conversation really is kind of pointless. If you're gonna tell me a 5 and an 8-year-old is a boss of something, then that goes into the delusion factor.
Okay. All right. Touche. All right. Well,
hold on.
So just that quick, you realized that the shit you were saying was retarded. You knew it was retarded the whole time, but since he stood in his masculinity and his firmness on what he was saying, she had no choice to be like, you know what? All right, you caught me. You caught me in my bullshit. Like, go ahead.
But it's not even like I still don't think she's learning. All right, touche. Like, all right, you win this battle. It's not a battle. It's not, this is the thing that I feel like women don't understand, is that he's not trying to be right. He just is right. And I shouldn't even say right. That's not the correct word. The word is correct. He's not trying to be correct. He just is correct.
And it's also just a mutual understanding of communication and logic. Let's get on the same logical playing field so we can get into whatever we need to get into. Because if my logic says being a boss, you have to have employees, and your logic says anybody can be a boss, even a baby, we can't move forward. We can't move forward on a communication playing field if we have two different visions of what a boss is. So let's just get on the same playing field based off of what the word means by definition. Let's get the foundation together.
That's a fact.
Too many black women want to be right, man. And you just won't even, when something's wrong, you'll still try to find a way to be right.
But I am compromising. We're meeting in the middle, but I just.
Okay, well, meet in the middle. Meet me in the middle. How does calling yourself a diva, a queen, or a boss facilitate healthy relationships with men?
Well, the men that I encounter, they actually, I don't know too many women that call themselves divas.
And how does it facilitate healthy interactions with the men by calling yourself somebody in charge?
Well,
okay, you're divorced, right?
Yes.
So am I. And one of the big problems in a lot of marriages, in particular in Black America, is who leads? Who's supposed to lead?
The male.
So, if I were your husband, how could I lead you? So if I were your husband, how could I lead you if you were a boss?
A boss of my schedule, a boss of my work.
Again, that's.
All right, I wanted to pause it right there. A boss of my schedule, that goes back to it goes back to insecurities. She has no self-control over herself, so she has to label herself with these titles to big up and have more confidence. I'm a boss because I know in the back office, I don't feel like I'm a boss. I don't feel like I'm a champion about anything I do, and I don't have no self-control of myself. I'm gonna put these labels and titles, and I'm a diva, and I'm sassy, and all this and that, because truly the external and the internal work has not been done.
Yeah, I've never heard that in my life. I'm a boss of my schedule. That's like normal human life shit. That's like saying I'm a boss of my hygiene. I take showers and brush my teeth. I am a boss of my hygiene. I clip my toenails.
I am a boss of my walking. Right foot, left foot.
Like, what are you talking about? I'm a boss of my schedule? Like, that's just normal, average adult shit. Like, I'm in charge of myself. I'm a functional human being.
I make my own bowls of cereal and I tie my own shoes. I'm a boss.
I'm a boss of my nutrition. I pour my own cereal and milk.
I raised that cow.
I'm a boss of my schedule.
Oh man, I'm a boss of my cereal. I made this bowl for this milk and cereal.
Basically saying I'm a normal functioning human being. Okay, now what?
Who's objectifying that they're not normal and functioning though? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe maybe the way he's pointing out the truth and the way it's revealing itself, they're realizing that they're not normal and functioning. So they have to put these.
They just be so stuck in their predetermined way of thinking that they will go down the rabbit hole of being so wrong just to prove their initial point. She wants to prove her initial point that she's a boss so bad that she's willing to say a kid is a boss, a dog is a boss, I'm a boss of my own schedule, a baby is a boss, an alien is a boss, an ant is a boss. Like she would literally go down the whole list of being ridiculously wrong just to prove her point that she's a boss. And she would literally go down a rabbit hole forever with that.
The delusion is real.
A boss of my schedule, a boss of my work.
Again, that's pedestalizing and overinflating importance. Why? Why is it so important to make things sound so grand that are just common? That's why I use the kids example. That's why I use the kids making up a bed. Yeah, they feel good about it, but in the grand scheme of things, it ain't nothing, and the damn sure ain't being the boss. But far too many black women want a pat on the back for just average stuff.
Well, making the bed, I mean, that's part,
Just say,
Boss. Like, she gonna keep going down the rabbit hole just to be right. She's gonna sound more ridiculous just to be right, and that is the problem with women. Like, y'all are so tied into being right that y'all rather be right than righteous. That is the ultimate term. That shit is crazy. Yeah. Well, making the bed is hard for a child because at 8 years old, it's a challenge to make the bed, and that makes them a boss baby in their own right. Yes, I agree. Like, they don't even believe what the hell they be saying.
Ma'am, you see, she's struggling to sit back and say, "Damn, you got me." Check.
Well, I mean, we're talking about in rooms.
Hey, you heard him? You heard him?
Well, we're talking about, like, she's still trying to go. Like, damn, you can't just sit back and be like, "Damn, he got me." It's just like, hey, bro, like, they don't want to submit for nothing. They didn't even submit. It's just be aware that somebody made a good point and their viewpoint makes a little more sense. And it's okay to be wrong sometimes, or it's okay to grab a more logical viewpoint and be like, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. She can't even say, damn, you know what, that makes sense, because she's so at war. She feel like once she gives him a point, she lost the war. But this is not a battlefield. This is a plane of understanding and communication.
I agree with that entirely, man. I feel as if she went into this just feeling one way about her narrative, and until he accepts that, she's going to continue falling down a deep hole of idiocy.
And if she's like that with him, how is she with her men? How is she with a man that doesn't have as much power? Because another man with less power and less control and less status, she really ain't going to want to hear what he got to say. Because This man, you're on his platform, so you're in his arena. He is the expert, and you still being combative and going all over the place with this man. And he's in his arena, and he is the expert, literally. So if another man is not the expert and he's trying to go back and forth with this woman, she's going to run all over him, because she's trying to run all over the man that's the expert in his domain on his show. So how are you with day-to-day communications with normal men? And they're like, you're not a boss. What you mean I'm not a boss? I'm a boss of my own schedule. So, like, and then the average man gonna be like, nigga, what? But she ain't gonna want to hear that, because she don't want to hear what he got to say. And she called his show.
Check.
Well, I mean, we're talking about in rooms,
and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how many black women who call themselves bosses are in charge of anything.
I feel like if a woman runs her own business and do not go into a 9-to-5, is considered a boss.
All right. So, you know what else? I mean, but see, man, that makes sense, because so many black women won't call themselves fat or morbidly obese. They'll say they're BBW. See, a lot of you black women love to make up your own definitions. Forget the dictionary. We're going to make up our own words. It's going to have our own meanings. But here's the thing. The world doesn't work that way. Your arteries still say you're morbidly obese. One of the biggest pushbacks I get is from black women talking about weight.
Well, I don't have a weight problem. And, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
No, beauty.
She can't even get the concept. I don't have a weight problem. Do you get the concept? Do you get the concept of what I'm trying to say right now? I don't have a weight problem. Like, how not tapped in are you into this conversation?
I'm really not understanding how this is going over her head like this. It's common sense, but apparently it's not so common. She's really stuck on just trying to win whatever argument that she feels like she needs to win.
It's not even arguing. Like it's obvious that that's something that women do. It's just like no woman is gonna say I'm obese. They're gonna say I'm thick, I'm BBW, I'm curvy, I'm big boned. That's like that's come on. We can't refute that. And at that point, she's like, yeah, you know, you right. She don't want to give that up. And then that goes into the whole point of the whole, what's the word he used? What's the word he used? Basically, it's like she's sensationalizing being a boss so much that she be like, you know what, you're right. Because her ego is so high and she's so boss and she's so this. Like she's so sensationalized her title and her ego that she can't at no point be like, yeah, you got a point. This is why he's mind fucking her. It's like, what's the benefit of a woman being the boss? What is that energy going to give you in a relationship? How is that going to benefit our communication as men and women? Because you're always going to feel like you're right, even when you're extremely wrong, when you're a boss, quote unquote.
I would agree with that 100%. She's still not getting it. It's still going over her head.
Beauty is pretty well universal. There are some subjective things. How tall are you?
5'7".
Okay. What is the average weight of an American man?
The average weight, I would say maybe 185, 90.
Okay. And what's the weight of an average?
Nice.
What's the weight of an average American female?
I would say maybe 150, 155.
The weight of an average American man is 168 pounds. The weight of an average American woman 55 years ago, who were the same height, used to be 120 pounds, and it shot up to 166 pounds. The average American black female is 187 pounds. The average black woman weighs more than the average black man at her height. Is that normal?
Mm-hmm.
Is that normal?
To compare to what statistics?
Normal. Normal
Because,
comparing. No, I got you. No. See, you about to try to pull this white shit on me. No. Normal compared a man to a damn woman. Should a woman who's 5'5" weigh more than a man who's 5'5"?
Well, absolutely not.
Well, but they do. But they
ideally.
do. But they do. No, ideally, it's called they do.
You know, hey.
Go ahead and make an excuse. Go ahead and make excuses for it.
No, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying that, you know, the options are very low for black women.
What do you mean?
And
Hold on. Whoa. Stop right there. You got to.
Wait, we went from the average weight of a man to a woman to the options are low to black women. Like, where are you going?
She's searching for some fuel to that fire for that argument, man.
And the crazy part about it is that be their real issue. And a woman will go around and beat around the bush on all these other topics just to get to their real issue. Just like in an argument in a relationship, she will pick at something or bring something up or start some little conflict because she had a real issue for something else last week or last night. Like, I feel like this is a real issue that we really get into. But even with that being said, we didn't have a conclusion about the boss talk. We didn't have a conclusion about the weight. Literally, all of the subjects keep changing due to her. Like, he's trying to get to the point, like, okay, what's a boss? Let's get to the bottom line of that. Oh, well, we couldn't get to that, so now I switched over to something else. All right,
let's just threw that one out there, brother.
Huh?
She just really randomly threw that one out there.
Yeah, like we've been on 3 different topics because she don't want to sit back and be like, you know what, that makes sense. So we just switch to the next topic.
For black women.
What do you mean? Hold on. Whoa. Stop right there.
Oh, hey.
Go ahead, make an excuse. Go ahead, make excuses for it.
No, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying that, you know, the options are very low for Black women.
What do you mean?
And
Hold on, whoa. Stop right there. You're gonna have to justify that. What do you mean?
I'm justifying it in terms of there's a lot of good men that are locked up.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there, man.
Okay.
I need to.
Did she just say there's a lots of good men that are locked up? Like what? What? Whoa!
Wow, I think that's called like delusion of grandeur or something
Or
like that.
cognitive dissonance.
Like, bro, she is lost in the sauce. Any human that says it's a lot of good anything, but they're locked up, like what? Like if we got, let's say we got 100 good men in the city, right? 100 good, solid, high moral, high integrity, high ethical, stand-up men, 100 in the city. Let's just say something do happen and some discrimination, some racial shit going on. Let's say some of them actually fucked up. They're good men, but they fucked up. Out of that 100, how many do you really feel like would end up in jail? Like truly, and out of 100 men, like, you know, like just on average, how many you really think is gonna end up in jail? Stand-up dudes. I'm gonna say worst case scenario 5. That's 5% out of 100. How do most men end up in jail? Most good men end up in jail. Now,
that's the whole thing about it. Most good men.
Do a lot of men end up in jail? Yeah, because of shit that we do and shit that's out of our control, for sure. But how does a good man end up in jail as far as most? Like most being 50% plus.
Like that's where all the good men are.
Oh man, he's so good he ended up in jail. What?
Wow.
All the good men are in jail? How do you even justify that? How do you even know that good men are in jail? How? What?
It's deep.
I don't know, man. I know a lot of my homies in jail, and they didn't go to jail for doing good shit.
Yeah, me too.
Like that's just the reality, and them was the homies.
Yeah, my brothers. But
they wasn't known for doing good shit. If they was doing good shit, they wouldn't be in jail. They'd be somewhere doing good shit.
Woo.
Right there, you gonna have to justify that. What do you mean?
I'm justifying it in terms of there's a lot of good men that are locked up.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there, man.
Okay.
I need to stop you right there. I need to stop you right there. I need you to pay attention. 51% of Black men are single and childless. 64%.
Repeat how I said 51% earlier.
Yeah.
All of this, see, this is the thing when we come from a logical perspective. If we come from a place of logic, we have the same commonality of how we formulate words and how things work. Because when she said majority, the majority is 50+%. So even if it's 50.1%, it makes it the majority. I just want to point out the fact that he said 51%, because we're on the same common ground of what majority means. And those are the simple communication things that we need to be on the same playing field with, so we can have a better understanding on how to engage with each other. So I just wanted to point that out, the fact that he said 51%, you know what I'm saying? Because that just shows you we are on the same page. Because when he heard majority, like, cool, all right, well, what's the majority? What does that number mean exactly? Or what does majority look like? 50+%, even if it's 51%, even if it's 50.1%. It makes it a majority. A woman or somebody else can be like, oh, it's a lot of good men. And well, how many exactly? You say majority, but how many?
This is a very delusional situation.
51% of Black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. So you can go ahead and take that 1980s talking point back over to color purple land, because that shit is factually inaccurate and untrue according to black people statistics. Go to blackdemographics.com, saying as though you want to, oh, those are white folks, then go to blackdemographics.com, black statistics for black people, about black people, and they'll show you.
Well, either way, it's a lot.
Well, either way.
No, ma'am. See what you did?
She can't give it up. Well, either way, like she can't, like, hey, she gonna be single for life. She can't.
Blackdemographics.com. I'm just writing it down. I'm listening to you, brother.
Yeah, bro. She just can't give it up, bro. She can't just be like, hey, man, you got a point. Thank you for educating me on something. You got a point. How's she gonna keep a man in a relationship? Like, really? Like, this is really like a small study in probably how she deals with her relationships. And if she's talking to the expert like this, how do you think she's gonna talk to her man? Or how do you think she's gonna engage with her man if they have a disagreement? She'll never be wrong.
Never, because she's the boss.
And it really ain't even got nothing to do with being wrong. It's just having a common understanding of what the hell we talking about and being on the same page communication-wise. But this man just gave her the statistics. Well, not even, let me look that up and see if that's accurate. No.
Come on now. Hey, give me one quick second, brother. I'm going to pause it.
People about black people, and they'll show you.
Well, either way, it's a lot.
So 51%. No, ma'am. See what you did? You just try to skip. See, every time I make a point, you instead of saying, "Damn, I didn't know that," you're gonna still try to be right. Instead of saying, "Bro, I didn't know that." Well, I didn't. No, ma'am. Instead of saying, "You know what, bro, I didn't know that." 51% are single and childless. That means they're unmarried, no kids, and 64% in the middle class. Damn, I didn't know that. See, what that says is there are plenty of black men out here who are available to marry and have kids. Why can't black women seem to get them?
What age group is that?
No, ma'am. Why? No. What marrying age?
And
those are the marrying age. They don't keep statistics on teenagers.
What area?
Ma'am, it's marrying age. They don't keep statistics on children. They're adults. See how you see? This is what I mean, and this is the to the previous caller who put all the acrimony is.
Hey, she just won't just have that moment of she just keep going. That's amazing.
I can only imagine her in her relationships.
Hey, that is amazing how you can be completely wrong and you still going. Now, you know what's scary? If she was actually a little bit of right about something in an argument, if she had actually a little bit of righteousness, like, you know what, you actually got a point. She has no points and she's going in. That's scary if she actually had a little bit of an angle in a debate or disagreement.
Black men and black women, caller, this is it right here. You got a black woman here. I'm trying to educate her on why she's wrong on the facts. Even when I made points, she'll keep moving the goalpost. Well, give me the facts, the data, and statistics. Well, give me the who calculated them. Well, it ain't right. Look, at the end of the day, this is why so many of y'all are by yourself. It's disagreeable.
Well, no, we're having a conversation, but we're having a conversation.
Well, the conversation, but the conversation has to be in truth, though, ma'am. I don't mind having a conversation, but if we just gonna have opinions, that's not really a conversation.
Well,
okay, do you believe? How about this? How about this? Let's start over. Do you believe that 51% of black men are single and childless? Do you believe that?
No.
Okay. There you go. What percentage of black men do you believe are single and childless?
Maybe 20%.
Okay. So by your own headspace, you reduce the effective level of black men by roughly 60%. So now you can go and make the argument of scarcity.
It is.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It really is not.
It is. She thought. Did you really think that he gave you a green light to like be right? No, he's just showing you that you literally skewed the percentages to cater to your argument. And she was like, it is, yeah. No, it doesn't change the fact of the percentages. The percentages are still the same.
She is so delusional.
It is. It is. Because I said it is. Did you hear the energy in her voice when she was like, it is? I think she really thought that she got set up for the win. I think she really bro, please rewind that. Come on.
So now you can go and make the argument of scarcity.
It is.
No, it's not. It really is.
It is.
It is.
No, I'm not telling you can make the argument of scarcity because it's a factual. He's telling you that you can make the argument of scarcity because you skewed the statistics in your own head. And now you can make the argument because you just made up a statistic, made it real to yourself, and then put it out into the world. So you can do it now. Like, he wasn't specifically saying you can do it because it makes sense and it's logical and it's real and it's honest. No, like it is.
She just had to get her point across.
That's what I hear. It is. It is. It is.
Argument of scarcity.
It is.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It really is not. Facts are stubborn things, man. You can believe whatever you want, but facts are stubborn. Just because you don't believe 2 + 2 is 4 doesn't change the fact that 2 + 2 is indeed 4.
Well, I do believe that 2 + 2 is indeed 4.
Well, then tell me why you don't believe that 51% of black men are single and childless. Tell me why you don't believe that fact.
Okay, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been in Atlanta for about 20 years. And there are not a lot of black men.
Did I say black men in Atlanta, ma'am? Did I say black men in Atlanta, ma'am?
No, I'm saying.
No. But the stat that I said, did I say Atlanta?
You did not say Atlanta. No, you did.
Okay, so do you believe it based on Atlanta? Or not? See,
I have to go where.
No, ma'am. So what you need to do, because I live in Atlanta too. So what you're gonna need to do is tell me where you getting that 20% from.
But if from every day.
No, ma'am. Your anecdotal eyeball experience. No, ma'am. Your anecdotal eyeball.
She said from everyday assumptions. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
She said from everyday assumptions. Listen closely.
Where are you getting that 20% from?
But if from every day.
No, ma'am. Your anecdotal.
She couldn't quite get it out. She said everyday assumptions.
I heard it.
So based off of what you're exposed to, based off of where you're at and what you do to the day-to-day. So if you put yourself in certain environments, then you're going to get a certain look. So if you're not in an arena where black men are, you're not going to see them. Like if let's say she never went to a sporting event. That's somewhere easily you can find an abundance of black men at a sporting event. You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere men are at and men hang out and what men do. You know what I mean? If you never go to a sporting event, you'll never see all of these men. So she's basing her data off of her day-to-day experiences of her lifestyle.
It's anecdotal.
Percent from.
But if from every day.
No, ma'am. Your anecdotal eyeball experience. No, ma'am. Your anecdotal eyeball experience does not change the Department of Bureau of Labor Statistics and the CDC. See, facts are stubborn things, ma'am. You can have your opinion and you can be as wrong as to. No, it's not reality. That's your twisted reality. It's your twisted reality, but it don't matter. It's twisted because you talking about bosses and being in charge.
I'm
She said
sorry.
reality
That's
though.
reality. Wow. This is a sickness.
Oh yeah, this is most definitely a mental illness.
That's a reality. No matter how many real facts we bring to the table, that's a reality.
That's her reality. That's her
How do you,
truth.
and you know, bro, and man, we got to talk about that one day. Like, this is my truth. I really hate when females say that. That's like the ultimate, like, non-accountability, get out of jail free. This is my truth. When you say this is my truth, that means anything can be true. So what is truth at the end of the day? No, we gotta definitely go in on that. But yeah, it's reality. It's a fact. That's wild, man. Yeah, we can.
Because you talking about bosses and being in charge of stuff, and that implies a business mind, and you can't even accept a fact.
I can't accept a fact.
No, you cannot, man, because I just get.
Okay, so that is a whip that he's cracking. Hey.
Got her ass.
You can't even accept the fact.
I can't accept a fact.
No, you cannot, ma'am, because I just gave you a fact, and I've cited my sources, but you still won't stop.
Well, those statistics are not. Those numbers.
Hey yo, I told you something is different about Kevin Samuels. Out of everybody on YouTube, his videos are the best to me. I really resonate with a lot of the stuff that he's dropping.
The statistics are not. Those numbers.
Let me pause this too for anybody watching this on YouTube. I know we gave this disclaimer before, but this is not to bash women. This is not to bash Black women. It's not a thing about us men wanting to be right about these things. We want to chill and relax, but it's like there is so much delusion and false reality in this fantasy world that a lot of women are living in. That now we have to step up masculinely and, like he did, crack the whip and put our foots down. Because if we don't, let's be honest, the human race won't continue. That's really what it boils down to. And we're supposed to get together and procreate. All these new alternate realities that y'all like doing, this is not realistic. This is fantasy. And we're not going to be able to function properly and naturally at our highest frequency as human beings. We keep embracing this delusion. So it is funny, we laughing, but we not. I want to just give that disclaimer. It's not to bash nobody. It's really to be like a wake-up call. Like it's funny because it's so retarded. But at the end of the day, we are here to build, because we don't want y'all to be delusional about the videos we're dropping and get emotionally riled up, and so that you miss the message that we're actually trying to portray.
And we'll tap on the things that men do as well.
We sure will.
We was talking about your boy and him smoking and his girl getting up and getting to the money. Like we not gonna let him slide either.
Nobody's sliding. Nobody's sliding. I'm even later videos, we drop accountability about ourselves. It's all about growth. It's not about my reality, it's about the collective, what is real, what is logical.
Growth.
Once we get a firm standing about what is real, then we can express the feminine and decide what we want to do with those rules.
Growth and unity.
Yeah. Most definitely. Growth and unity. You know, to have a fully functioning relationship, you need both the masculine and feminine. To have anything, you need the masculine and feminine. To have a healthy society, you need the masculine and feminine. What is the masculine aspects of a society? It's the foundation of having some rules and regimented structure. So if you have 3 rules of the society, one rule is meditate. The other rule is eat healthy. The other rule is read. Well, after you meditate, after you eat healthy and read, you can do whatever you want. They didn't say you can't have sex, so you have as much sex as you want. They didn't say you couldn't smoke, so you can smoke as much as you want. You can do whatever crazy chaoticness you want, which is the expression after following those rules. That's the feminine. But the masculine is we need some boundaries. So what it is we creating boundaries so that we can continue to progress as a society, especially amongst us Black women and men. We need to start establishing these boundaries now because slavery ruined our traditions and cultures. So we have to make ones, or we have to go back to what we were doing before or something similar that'll work for today so we can have some boundaries and continue to grow a foundation on. But that's all I really wanted to say real quick. I want to chime in on that.
Numbers are not helping my everyday, day-to-day interaction.
But you still won't stop.
Well, those statistics are not... Those numbers are not helping my everyday, day-to-day interaction, in real life. I'm at the grocery stores. I'm in.
Well, how about you're talking about you now? Now we talk about you. Well, if I asked your husband why y'all divorced, what would he tell me?
Domestic violence. Okay.
How often did you beat his ass?
No, I'm the victim. And I'm okay with that. It was a growing pain. I thank God I got out alive.
And how long you been divorced?
For 2 years.
2 years. How long were y'all married?
For about 7 months.
7 months. Now hold on. I know I got a new calculator, but you got kids that are like in their 20s.
Right.
About 2 different guys, or about one?
About one.
Why didn't you marry him?
The last one?
No, the one that impregnated you once or twice.
Oh, he went to jail.
Oh, so you picked.
Remember when she said a lot of good men are in jail?
Mm-hmm.
That what she was talking about?
And really, did she really mean that? Or was that just the attachment to her reality? Did she really mean all the good men are in jail? Or she felt like maybe she had a good one and he went to jail, so that means all the good men are in jail? She literally created a whole reality just to prove her one point. And you see how it all came all the way back around? So all her points that she's making is not even from a place of logic. The points that she's making is just to prove her point. She's creating points just to prove points. There's no Black men available. Why? Because she don't see them in the place. She don't see them in a nail salon. She don't see him at her business that she's a boss at. She don't see it in her little neighborhood in Atlanta that she don't go outside of a 5-mile radius. So that concludes that there are no Black men available. Her good man that she felt like she had went to jail, so all good Black men are in jail.
Ass whoopers and felons. And then you.
He went to jail.
Oh, so you pick ass whoopers and felons. And then you're gonna complain about what other. I need you to stop right here, ma'am. I need you to slow down. I need you to slow the whole French toast down. I'm not gonna let you get on here and talk about what Black men are not when you pick and dudes that whoop your ass and are felons. See, I'm not gonna sit around and let you Black women just sit around and talk about hey, Black men ain't here and they ain't this, they ain't that, when in your own life you pick shit. Yeah, take a nice strong drink, sip it all. Because you're talking about Black men that share my reflection, and I'm tired of sisters like you running our reputation in the ground because you pick poorly.
A Black man.
No, you had 20 million to pick from, but you picked a felon once to have 2 babies by and then Ike Turner. All these Black people in Atlanta. Why are you picking these scrubs?
That's what's left.
If you don't get off my goddamn phone.
No accountability, bro. That's what's left. Hey, that's what's left. That's what's left. Like, what good man will want you? What good man that will watch this show and see the way you talking and be like, you know what? I need that. I need that queen in my life. I need her. None. Zero.
Get off my phone. I don't want to keep it. That's what's left, huh? That's what's left.
Mm-hmm.
The black Mecca and all your WAP seems to attract is felons and abusers. Then you need to put that shit in get some maintenance done.
Outside, there are some good men.
Well, why don't you attract them? Then why don't you date them?
I don't. It's difficult. It's like a needle in a haystack.
No, it's not a needle in a haystack. I live here.
Yes, it is.
I live here, and I date good black women. No, why can't you see? Let me back down, man. Relationships are reflective. We attract what we are. When I was broken, I attracted broken. And see, what I'm having a problem with is you are trying to make black men the problem, and you are definitely problematic. Everything I presented to you that is a fact that you can verify yourself, you've said no, 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 no. And who the hell wants to deal with a woman like that?
Persian.
Persians?
Yes, and they're
okay. So when, okay.
Hey yo! Did she just say Persians? What? Yeah.
I'm lost for words.
I really am.
I ain't got nothing to say about that one.
That's why for most of this video I've been quiet, because it's just like the mind, you can tell it's not all the way right up there.
Okay, then where's so you got a Persian fiance?
He's not a fiance, but I am dating one.
Okay, again, just because someone would dust it off does not mean he wants to marry you. I've talked about this too.
I don't have to be married.
Exactly. Let me go ahead and help you get. This is young black women. Pay attention. These are your mamas and your aunties, and they telling you that black men don't exist because they can't get their shit right.
That's not true.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. You could get your shit right so much that you pick somebody that was whooping your ass after you picked a fella.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's right, man. And I'm not, yeah. And then you see the problem is here's where you run the problem because you keep trying to down. Because you keep get off my phone.
He did it. Hey, no, he did it. Hey, yo. Hey.
Keep telling me that I'm wrong.
Oh, man. He's a veteran.
Hey, is that a Jaguar?
Oh, man. It's a Genesis.
Ooh, a Genesis. Oh, that shit looks good. Man, that's crazy. He's a veteran. She gonna pick out whatever she can pick, bro.
He was trying to say that's why he beat on her. Interesting.
And then so now she's on Persians, and it's like, I don't even know what to say about that. I feel like a lot of times people go to other races for escape, and they create their own reality and fantasy within that whole race. Like they'll deal with one or two Persians, and I guess that one Persian guy is treating her good. So that one experience trumps all her other experiences with black men. Like, it's not even fair. You might have dated 100 black men in your life, and you date one Persian, and it hasn't even went out to fruition, whatever the relationship is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order for her to realize that the problem is her. And then you're going to date a couple white guys, and you date one white guy, y'all have 2 dates, and white men love me. Like, you ain't even experienced enough of that other race to even give a real a real number. But yeah, man, she was wild. So what I got out of that is that lady was ill, and there was no accountability, and she didn't want to be right the whole time, and she didn't get none of the nuggets and the gems that she could have got from this man, and this was an opportunity for her to grow. And instead of growing, she decided she wanted to be right to prove a point. And when she hit those topics, like you picked a felon and an abuser, she had no accountability and no awareness that she was like, you know what, you're right, I did make bad picks. They're not all bad. Like I went to the damn strawberry patch and I got a strawberry with worms and I got one that was molded. And I was like, this strawberry patch is trash. But yet and still, we cultivating this farm and putting out thousands of strawberries every day. You pick the ones with the worms and the one with the mold. You pick those. All these strawberries is fucked up. This is just the worst strawberry patch in America. No, man. You just pick the fucked up ones.
It's also, it boils down to always accountability. She has no accountability for her actions whatsoever. And the choices of men that she chose. Now, whatever she lacks thereof to fill that void of insecurities is going to be found in a Persian man. Which, as we know, a lot of people outside of the Pan-African or African diaspora, melanated people, they fetishize about us. So, of course, you're going to find good treatment from other races. But, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. My main point.
You know what's crazy? She's probably super sweet and super nice and super docile and super submissive to other races. She probably puts out a totally different energy to that man. And I've seen this happen with black women date white men. They will give black men hell, and then they'll go date a white man and become the most docile, sweet creature ever. And I'm not gonna say all women and none of that. It's just from what I've experienced from my small sample size, and it's kind of crazy.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it goes both ways. A dude can, treat black women like whatever, and then go get them a white woman and make them their white queen, and then they're all of a sudden respectful and a gentleman and blah 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 blah. So I mean, either way, it ain't right.
Yeah, seen that as well. Well, that's this video review. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. The Don and the J Mo Show, whatever you want to call it. We just two real brothers doing two real reviews. But remember to hit that subscribe button if you like it. Comment, agree, disagree. We want to hear about it. Peace and love.
Peace.
Every single day